EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for Nick Chubb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. They work now on 2nd and 9. On play action, here's Williams. He'll buy some time right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Moore, the man in motion. Here's Williams. Here as he's taken down. Joshua Hines-Allen able to finally wrestle him down for what's just going to be a huge loss, and it takes us to 4th down as well. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Here's Lewis to return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10. At their own 28-yard line. Now ETN to start the drive. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. 2nd and 9. Lawrence. That's to the rookie first-round pick, Brian Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. ETN once more. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Here's Lawrence. To the right side and complete. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
Now 2nd and 9. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. The Bears had a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Down the left sideline. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 73 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Santos with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. 7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start on the ground, ETN. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Hey, did you have one of those backyards that you had one of those, like, mats or pits like you have for high jumpers? And, you know, you had your friends throw the ball and you tried to make the spectacular catches?
I didn't need a mat.
you just did it with the ground?
Absolutely.
That explains your toughness. That explains your toughness right there, because I think that guy was raised just like you. What a catch.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Hey, Lion.
From midfield now, Lawrence. He gets it to Thomas. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with ETN. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They go play action with Lawrence. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Thomas has got it. Complete.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it.
Let's go.
They run for it with Bigsby. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. His second rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage. To throw, Williams. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Let's go. Warriors, 17. 18, back. 18, back. Check smash. Check smash. Come 19. Come 19. 60 back. 60 back.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 41. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. His throw incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And now this ball picked up in the end zone. Remember, this is a live ball. And it looks like the defense has got it. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll go play action here with Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To the air, Williams. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining.
30 left.
Now Lawrence. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it.
Williams loses the football, and the Jags grab it.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10. Lawrence will throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even giving up a defensive touchdown.
And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now Lawrence. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw is Williams. Escaping the pressure right. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Williams. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return, here comes Lewis. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Open man, this is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They'll look to throw here on first down. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
11. Hey, Ron. Silver.
Again, he'll drop to throw. They'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here this third quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
To throw, it's Williams. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. Well, they were obviously backed up, had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still trying to throw it. And
yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise them and catch them off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover, put your defense in a bad spot.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Hey, kill. Lisa 24.
Lawrence. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Here's Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Welcome back now here in London. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Jaguars on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now, this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
A give running right is Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Play action. Now Williams. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. Chubb will get the call running left. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They run it again with Chubb. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 14 yards into Chicago first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Here's 2nd and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. From the gun, it's Lawrence. That's caught. It's the former Bill, Gabe Davis. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Well, they are not going to go quietly. That's a big play right there. 2 scores down. They're not out of this, but they've got to move.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked.
Here comes 2nd down. Lawrence.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
Throwing now, Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
11. Go, let's go.
Here we go, gotta have it. Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brenton Strange. 27 yards. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Got it. Ready? 70, Timberwolves. Let's go now. Check go.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he is going to have the Bears first. And that should be the capper.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here.
They'll roll him out right. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Now Chubb running right. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Bears, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.